Imagine walking into a dimly lit room. On the table, you see a puzzle. Without hesitation, your mind tells you the missing piece is blue. Then you pause. Was it really blue? Or did your brain just assume it? This moment captures the essence of Daniel Kahneman's groundbreaking book Thinking, Fast and Slow. It's a journey into the mechanics of how we think, revealing that our minds operate in two modes. One fast, intuitive, and automatic. The other slow, deliberate, and analytical. Understanding these two systems could change the way you make decisions, solve problems, and even perceive the world. Stick around as we unpack the brilliance of this book, weaving through its insights like a mental labyrinth. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with anyone who loves unlocking the mysteries of the human mind. The premise of two systems. Kahneman begins by introducing the stars of the show, System 1 and System 2. Think of System 1 as your gut reaction, the quick thinker that decides instantly if the shadow in the alley is a cat or something more sinister. System 2, however, is the detective. It comes in when System 1 isn't sure and says, "Let me analyze this." These two systems work together, but not always seamlessly. Sometimes, System 1 jumps to conclusions, and System 2 is too lazy or distracted to intervene. The result? We make mistakes in reasoning, fall for biases, and take mental shortcuts. Now that we've set the stage, let's explore the book chapter by chapter. Part 1. The Two Systems. The book begins with examples showing how System 1 drives our day-to-day lives. When you hear bread and, you probably thought, butter, that's System 1 in action. It's fast and efficient, but it can also be misleading. Kahneman explains that System 1 isn't designed to scrutinize. It's built to make snap judgments based on patterns and past experiences. System 2, on the other hand, is the critical thinker. When you're solving a math problem or analyzing a job offer, System 2 takes over. But System 2 requires energy and effort, so it tends to conserve itself unless absolutely necessary. A fascinating experiment in this section shows how a simple question like, "Is the Mississippi River longer than 500 miles?" can trigger your intuitive mind to guess incorrectly if primed a certain way. Part 2. Heuristics and Biases. This part dives into the cognitive traps our minds fall into because of System 1 shortcuts. Heuristics are mental rules of thumb we use to make decisions quickly. While helpful, they often lead us astray. For instance, Kahneman discusses the availability heuristic. If you've recently seen a news story about a plane crash, you might overestimate the chances of it happening again, even though air travel is statistically one of the safest modes of transportation. Another common bias is anchoring. Imagine you're negotiating a salary, and the first number thrown out is $50,000. That number becomes an anchor, and everything else revolves around it, even if it's completely arbitrary. These biases aren't just abstract ideas. They affect everything from how juries decide verdicts to how much we're willing to pay for a cup of coffee. Part 3. Overconfidence and the Illusion of Understanding. In this section, Kahneman reveals a startling truth. We are far more confident in our abilities than we should be. This is the overconfidence effect. Consider this. When people are asked to estimate their chances of success in a project, they often ignore past failures and assume things will go smoothly this time. This optimistic bias can lead to costly mistakes in business and personal life. Kahneman also introduces the concept of hindsight bias, the "I knew it all along" fallacy. Once an event occurs, we reconstruct our memories to make it seem like the outcome was obvious, even though it wasn't. To illustrate, think about the 2008 financial crisis. After it happened, everyone claimed the warning signs were clear. But if they were so obvious, why didn't more people act on them beforehand? Part 4. Choices and Risks. Here's where Kahneman explores the psychology of decision-making. He introduces prospect theory, which earned him the Nobel Prize. The theory explains how people evaluate potential losses and gains. For example, imagine being offered two options: a guaranteed $50, a 50% chance to win $100, and a 50% chance to win nothing. Most people would choose the guaranteed $50, even though the expected value of the second option is the same. Why? Because we fear losses more than we desire gains, a phenomenon known as loss aversion. This aversion to loss explains why investors often hold onto failing stocks, hoping they'll rebound, rather than cutting their losses. Part 5. Two Selves. Kahneman concludes the book with a profound idea. We have two selves, the experiencing self and the remembering self. The experiencing self lives in the moment, reacting to life as it happens. The remembering self, however, tells the story of our experiences. And here's the kicker. It's the remembering self that shapes our overall happiness. For example, a 2-week vacation that ends on a sour note might be remembered as unpleasant, even if most of the trip was wonderful. Kahneman calls this the peak-end rule. The way we judge experiences depends on their most intense moments and how they end, not the sum of the entire experience. He also explains duration neglect, where the length of an experience matters less to us than its quality at key moments. This insight has profound implications for how we design experiences in life, from weddings to customer service interactions. The book isn't just theoretical, it's packed with practical applications. Want to avoid biases in your thinking? Train yourself to slow down and engage System 2 more often. Making financial decisions? Be aware of your tendency to avoid losses and overestimate gains. Kahneman's insights are used in fields like economics, medicine, and public policy, proving their universal relevance. As we close this summary, let's reflect on what thinking, fast and slow, teaches us. It's not just a book about psychology. It's a manual for navigating the complexities of human thought. By understanding the interplay between System 1 and System 2, we can become better decision-makers, communicators, and problem solvers. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends and family. See you in the next one.